Late August, 1886. Paris. The door to my flat clicked shut behind me, and I eyed the worn green carpeting in the narrow hall with long-held resentment. Apparently I wasn't worth the cost of refurbishment when the rest of the building had been done the previous year. Not that I could waste energy on worrying over that at the moment. I hurried down the winding stairs to the bottom floor. Monsieur Tighe, the concierge, Mademoiselle Jeunesse, blocked the path to the glass-plated vestibule. She lived in a ground-floor apartment, ideal to manage the comings and goings of the tenants. Perhaps it was uncharitable, but her narrow-faced glare always felt to me as though she was spying. I twisted the handkerchief in my pocket. Using it to wipe away the perspiration dotting my brow would give away my anxiety. Not now, damn it, I'm late already. Bonsoir, mademoiselle. She stayed firm in her spot as though daring me to push past her. The red-papered walls of the foyer went claustrophobic. Had I, or more likely my cousin and flatmate Aurelie, committed some transgression? Mademoiselle Jeunesse's lips thinned as she took in the untied cravat that hung limply around my neck. I'd forgotten to pick up the laundry in my rush to make it home to change before the performance, and was reduced to reusing a crumpled one. Damned Eiffel, keeping us late on this evening of all evenings. I was an engineer, not a lapdog. I needed to get to the ballet to watch Aurelie's debut, and Mademoiselle Jeunesse was one of the last people with whom I'd choose to speak, even when I wasn't embarking on a mad dash. The image of how my father, in all his smug superiority, would behave in this situation flickered in my mind's eye, and I squared my shoulders, looking down my nose at her, recapturing my inner poise. Is there something you wish to discuss? Her eyes dropped to the floor. I merely wondered if you'd be on time with your rent this month. My mouth dried, even though it wasn't due yet. The flash of movement through the filtered glass reminded me that I had seconds to catch the omnibus. I straightened the button placket of my splendid and egregiously expensive new waistcoat and gave her a curt nod as though dismissing her. Then I raced through the 2 doors to the outside and dropped my coins into the driver's hand. In the evening's heat it would be more comfortable to ride on the uncovered upper deck, but I opted for the humid anonymity of the main carriage. The horses lurched forward, catching me off balance, and I nearly fell into the lap of a shop girl who giggled as she pushed her body closer to the window so I could share her seat. Désolé, mademoiselle. She giggled some more as I deftly knotted the cravat and lifted my hat to smooth my hair. Allow me, monsieur. She blinked coquettishly as she adjusted my tie, her hands lingering at my throat a second too long. I raised my brows as though affronted, and she dropped her hands immediately, staring out the window as though enraptured by the swell of humanity dotting the pavement. I did my best to calm my nerves and focus on the upcoming ballet, on my cousin's elation at being on stage at last after years of training. She was part of the corps de ballet, but it was the highest step in her career thus far. Honestly, for me, the ballet was the last place I wanted to be after a long day of calculations at Eiffel's offices in Levallois-Perret. The mood was tense at work. Eiffel had staked much of his reputation on his beloved tower, which was now at risk. Even though Eiffel's design had been chosen by committee to represent Parisian technological marvels in the upcoming Exposition Universelle, a furor of public outrage at the audacity of his modern design had pushed the government into withholding the promised 5 million francs of financial support.